This is not a conference.
This is my 6th ETH Global Hackathon. Very excited to build something great.
We have a zone to play basketball. Who does that?
The number of people who are like really amazing,
We're also going to be doing a bubble tea station. That's the thing that gets a clap?
I think this more intimate environment has allowed us to connect more closely with builders.
A lot of technical people, everyone's got good energy.
We meet a lot of really interesting people here. It's always a really nice experience to learn something new.
They really squeeze you in a 3-day timing here.
36 hours in this hackathon. We kind of like motivate each other to like, hey, we want to build this thing out.
It was midnight last night and there was not an empty seat in the house.
We still haven't seen it all. There's always something new and interesting, and I'm always amazed as a judge at the creativity that the hackers bring to their projects and bring to the hackathon.
Developer space in Taiwan is quite amazing.
People are having fun together.
I feel like the quality of projects here is pretty high, and it will be hard to pick a winner.
Good afternoon, everybody. We have still some energy left. That's good news. I'm Kartik, one of the co-founders of ETH Global, and welcome to the closing ceremony for ETH Global Taipei. There we go. That's the energy. We need the full remaining amount of energy you have for the next hour, and then we'll be done, I promise. This is an ETH Global event, and we are at the end of an incredible week in Taipei. Our goal is to onboard thousands of developers into the Web3 ecosystem, and this is our first in-person hackathon of 2025. Our first time in Taipei, we had an incredible past few days, and there's over 700 people in the building, which has been awesome. 560 of them are hackers from 43 different countries, and the most incredible stats we've seen in a while, which is 42% of them were brand new to Web3 as existing engineers from Web2. They came in from all different parts of the world, 5 different continents, and of course, incredible representation from Asia and especially Taiwan. On top of that, we had 98 ecosystem partners and 15 technical mentors who were there for all you to help make sure that you're unblocked the entire weekend. And they're giving away over $200,000 in prizes as partners. So please join me in congratulating and clapping for our 18 incredible partners. I want to thank 1inch World, Cello, Circle, Citria, CurveGrid, ENS, Flow, Hashkey Chain, Hyperlane, Noted, Polygon, Rootstock, Self, Metal, Saga, Uniswap Foundation, and Zirkit. They all have told us all the winners, and we have the list, and we'll tell that to you in just a few minutes. No, like in an hour. That's soon. All right, let's talk about how the past 48 hours have been. This is a hackathon, which meant that the goal for all of you this weekend was to build something, and our focus was on builders. And today we're going to see all the incredible things that were built and see some highlights of all the cool things that a lot of us were excited about. These 560 hackers collectively worked on 226 projects. That is absolutely incredible. Please give yourself a massive round of applause. We were not expecting this, and our math was off by a lot. How do I know that? It's 4:30, and you've been here since 3. So thank you for spending your weekend here and building something that you're passionate about. And from these 226 projects, we basically got a lot of cool things out. The last 6 hours have been our judges talking to hundreds of these teams and giving them live feedback, you getting to show your projects to them. And I want to give a massive shout out to the 10 judges that looked at all the projects here. So please thank Augie, Foley, Guilty Gyoza, Jeff, Joseph, Martinet, Oscar, Patricio, Sean, and Shun. They were there from 8:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. just talking to all of you. And they did all the hard work here that we ended up compiling. So before we tell you about who the winners are, I'm going to talk about how some of the other cool things we've done on chain have panned out. Obviously, we have these NFC wristbands that are Ethereum wallets, and we wanted to see how traffic flows through these 4 buildings. You get to also take these wristbands home and take them apart. You can take them out of the cloth, and they're just full-on chips that work anywhere else. But the cool part was we saw people go in a lot of places. 11,000 times people went in and out of different buildings. 2,400 meals were consumed. Double opt-in connections where 600 people met each other, and 469 people attended workshops all throughout the weekend. This is just awesome. And the fact that this will be on-chain, don't worry, not the venue stuff, is even cooler because you get to actually understand how you progressed. And this whole experience was a lot more seamless than we thought initially it would be. And we keep on getting better and improving the software. And our goal is to have crypto be more ubiquitous. So this has been really cool. And the cool part is we have a leaderboard. Looks like Kenneth was very social. And I really hope you got time to work on your project there. Or you were just waiting at the coffee line and just tagging everybody in, which would have been a pretty good strategy. So Kenneth, Richard, and Cleona, congratulations for meeting a lot of people here. And you got to get to see who attended a lot of the workshops and who met each other. And just it's overall just cool. And you will soon be able to find this thing on Ethereum attestation service on the Optimism chain, and go and see your address on there. All right, 226 projects. After a lot of judging, we have 8 finalist teams. It was not easy. So, before we tell you, actually, let's just do this. Please give a massive round of applause to the 8 finalist teams for ETH Global Taipei: Signals, Nomadia, Chaishan, Solva, Ethereum Fighter, Celli, How Doxed Am I, and Dynavst. There are the 8 projects that our judges ended up selecting as the most interesting projects for be our finalists. We're going to bring them on here. They're going to do live demos of what they built so all of you can see. And then we're going to talk about all the prizes. 8 teams are ready. But the cool part about all this thing is that this is a list of every single project that came out of this hackathon. There's 226 teams here. And to me, this is absolutely incredible because the fact that 500 plus of you chose to work on something that you were passionate about, got through all the good and the hard times of making it to the finish line, went to demo your projects to so many people, and showed something that you were personally proud of is actually absolutely incredible. Just because you were not one of those 8 teams does not mean something was wrong or you were not good enough. Those were the 8 teams that our judges thought were highlighted to be the most interesting projects that they saw from the groups that they looked at. But I want to give all of you a massive round of applause for making something that you were proud of this weekend. So thank you so much for hacking and building something that you care about. And all these projects are on our website now. You get to see not only just what came out of it, but the best part is that the goal here is for us to promote open learning. So every project is by design open source. If you see something cool on stage or someone else that you think did something super interesting, you get to go on their GitHub, see how they did that trick, how they made that optimization, how they can help you understand and be a better developer. And the goal is to have this be as open as possible so you get to learn anywhere from best practices to really, really cool techniques and continue being a better builder. And lastly, this is a very simple and quick request from me to all of you. We care about how we can make these events better. And especially for an event like this, where 42% of you are attending this thing for the very first time, this is your first experience with ETH Global and one of our hackathons. And we want to know what we could have done better, what could have been slightly improved, what was really good and we should continue doing. It's just a simple question. We just ask you to rate a bunch of things out of 10, and then a simple question saying, what else could we do better? You just get to put that in, and this helps us really make the next event, which is going to be in 6 weeks, even better. We do this thing 20 times a year, and this ends up affecting 10,000+ people. So even a little change like, hey, I really enjoyed the way you said this about this whole particular event for the workshops, is good feedback that helps improve the experience for a few hundred more people immediately a couple weeks from today. So please fill this out on your Hacker dashboards. It shouldn't take you more than 60 seconds. And then we're going to raffle off 5 of these hoodies for the people who fill this out, and we'll ship this to you wherever you're in the world. So this will really help make everything really good for the next group of people. I'm done talking. Let's get to our very first finalist demo of the day. And please give a massive round of applause to the first finalist, How Doxed Am I?
Hello. My name is Kai. This is Lee. I am from Taipei, and Lee is Okinawa. I think some of you might be familiar with this story or something like it. Maybe it happened to a friend. Maybe it happened to you. One day you wake up and all your hard-earned gains or your DGN winnings, gone, right? Drained. That's the problem with a public decentralized blockchain. Everything you do is permanent. It's out there. And all those traces added up over time can paint a giant glowing crosshair on the back of your ENS. So that is why we built How Doxed Am I? It's a free utility and also a public service announcement that privacy doesn't happen automatically. This tool, and certainly a more powerful version of it, already exists. It's in the hands of hackers, three-letter agencies, people who you might not want to understand or get at your wallet, but it's already out there. And we hope that the simple preview version is enough to motivate you to pay a little bit more attention to your on-chain ideas, your browser privacy, and let's get to it. I'm going to put Lee on the hotspot here, and we are using some of our partner 1-inch APIs to go through and fetch all sorts of kind of transaction information and aggregate it, right? From your point of view, if you go on Etherscan or your own portfolio tracker, you see your value. Someone else might see a target, right? Your social accounts, which are all linked to the same wallet, well, each one of these is an easy search. Maybe you use the same X account, or maybe it's your LinkedIn, maybe it's your actual name. Right? These are all things that people do. And your transactions, they leave a trace, right? They paint a picture of what exchanges you interact with, perhaps what mixers, perhaps what dexes, perhaps what kind of things you're into. And if someone were to try to appeal to that with an email, what might that email look like? We didn't have time to do the full kind of lookup table version of associating all these, but each one of these could be an ENS. It could be a exchange name, an exchange wallet. So getting more subtle, the time you do transactions, right, outgoing, you're probably not doing those when you're sleeping. And sometimes, if you're using the same wallet often, that can lead to some patterns showing up. Right? This is not too bad. You're either on chain all the time or traveling. I can't explain the 4 hours of sleep, but moving on to things that are not on chain, but say just by visiting a web page, just by loading something, you reveal your IP address, right? If you're not using a VPN, if you're not using something else, that draws a very tight circle around where you might be, at least what geographic area, right? And even though modern browsers are much better at this than they used to be, there's plenty of things that just by loading a page, a motivated attacker or someone who sets up a kind of phishing site can learn about you. There was not a time not too long ago that even your clipboard, right, you could read from it. And what did you have in a copy last? What 12 words or what hash? So these were the ones that we had time for in the kind of hackathon, but there's plenty of other things, right? We went one hop on the transactions, and say someone really saw that prize money and wanted to put in a good effort. How hard is it actually to paint a big picture? So it is on howdoxed.xyz, and I encourage you guys to play around, think about it. Do a little bit of research on what the best practices are. And thank you for your time.
Awesome. First demo of the day. Maybe not as optimistic on the ordering, but it's still cool. And obviously, you get to kind of increase your on-chain presence. So having these types of tools would actually help understand what's going on more and more. All right, we're ready for our second finalist demo. Please welcome Signals.
Hey folks, I'm Danny from Signals team. So, what do you think the best way to predict the future's Bitcoin price? We thought that we can leverage the prediction market. So, I guess most of you guys may know that Poly market has exactly forecasted the election, like Trump versus Harris. So we're gonna bring this concept to the Bitcoin price. So basically, Poly market works like this. If the chance of event is 57%, then you can buy one share of yes for 57 cents. And if you are correct, you're gonna win $1. So we bring this concept to the continuous version. So we first plot the probability distribution curve. Then we can calculate the probability of this range. So for example, if you predict like Bitcoin price will be between 83K to 84K on April 7th, and let's say if the probability here is 25%, then you can buy one share of this range for 25 cents. And if you are correct, then you will get $1. So let's see how it actually works. So this is our demo. So this heat map shows how other people predicted the future's Bitcoin price. And this gray area and orange line is the actual price of the past. And here is the future price. So we can simply predict the future, how the future Bitcoin price will be, go up or down. And we can click this cell to see the details of the prediction map of the specific date. So you can see how other people predicted on that day, and we can bet to the range based depend on other users' prediction. So let me bet 10 USDC to this range. So approve first. So basically, your ticket price will around the probability of this range. Here is 9.65%, but as you can see, the price of the ticket is more expensive than this probability. It's because when you deposit on the price range, the probability will go up itself because you bet on the price range. That's why the ticket price is more expensive than the price range. So let's do the exact prediction right now. So the prediction is done and the probability went up. Yeah. So you can see your prediction history here. So the most important thing here is that you can sell your prediction position even if the bet date has not arrived yet, because if other people want to bet on the price range with the same range as you, the price of the share will go up, and you can sell your position to other people who want to buy the exact same range of you. So, and another cool feature is like share feature is 0 PNL. So here is plus PNL. Yeah. So if you are a KOL, you can share that your prediction to prove that you are a kind of predict expertise. So you can use the share feature to show your like influence. Yeah, so you can try this prediction here. You can get faucet, and you can request free USDC. Actually, it's like a fake token, but you can try here. And we also just created our Discord server. We're gonna build a real product after this hackathon. So please come to join us community and try the demo. Thank you.
Amazing. I think the cool thing, in addition to just having a working product, is that so far, 2 out of these 8 teams are live products for you to try out right now. And that's incredible. All right, we are ready for our 3rd demo, so please welcome Dynavst.
Wait, hello, hello. Hello, we are Dynavst, and I'm Alan, and I'm from Taiwan, and also a core contributor in XueDao, which is a student-focused community group. And yeah, we just proved that Taiwanese students can build. Congratulations. Okay, now let's get started. So here is our project, and here is some current barriers in DeFi protocol. Since a lot of DeFi protocol are hard to understand for newbies, especially for someone who didn't know how to interact with this Web3. And the second part is that a lot of DeFi strategies currently are too complicated, and it requires multi-step to manual these actions. So our project is trying to solve this kind of problem by utilizing an AI agent system. So here is our landing page. And in the beginning, if you don't know what kind of DeFi strategies you want, you can just simply ask a chatbot, like maybe give me some DeFi strategies. And currently, we only support Celli, Flow, and Base, since we didn't have a lot of time during this hackathon. So we only support these kind of DeFi strategies, but we will try to integrate more DeFi strategies in the future. So let's get started. So in our landing page, you can select your risk level, like low risk, mid risk, or some other stuff. You can also search it. And in the future, maybe we will integrate more DeFi strategies like yield farming, lending, borrowing inside our platform. And if we want to staking some Celli into the Celli protocol, we can just select the amount, and which is really user friendly. And user don't need to change the chain ID. We will help them to automatically change the chain ID to Celli. And the user just simply click the invest. Although there have a lot of steps behind these DeFi strategies, we will help the users to automatically done all of this. So it is really user friendly, and you can see a transaction hash. And yeah. And although we didn't have time to demo to the Celli team, but yeah, I hope we will demo it in the future. Yeah. And if your wallet doesn't have enough money, you want to using a more for lending strategy on Base, but you only have USDC on Ethereum mainnet, maybe you can just simply click this, and we will using the 1 inch to check that whether you have enough balance, but you didn't have enough balance, so we will use Fusion Plus, which will automatically help you transfer some USDC cross-chain swiping from Ethereum to the Base. So it will be very user-friendly. Yeah, and you can now see that I have some Base USDC in my MetaMask wallet. So now I can do some DeFi strategy on more for lending strategy. Yeah. And the best part for our project is that we have the AI chatbot. So if you have some problem related to you don't know what is anchor flow on the floor, you can just ask it. It will tell you that what is the anchor flow. And the second part is that because since the large language model has a knowledge cutoff problem, so we use a web crawling system to get lattice information by utilizing a Firecrawl or Crawl for AI, which is a LLM-based crawling tech. And so yeah, we store all of this DeFi information into our vector database and using the embedding search like FAISS or some cosine similarity to get the relevant data. So you can see that they had a problem, and if I ask ask some other problem, you can see that the ChatGPT doesn't know what is the actual answer, but our platform will get the real answer since we have crawled the latest information. So it will help the users to get the right information, also to prove that everything is on the right track. So maybe I can just show one of the problem. So I just asked the chatbot, maybe use the landing page since it is more beautiful. Yes, so you can just chat with a chatbot if you have some DeFi problem related to yield farming or other stuff. And if these strategies have in our platform, so the AI will integrate it. So you can see that the total value logs on Uniswap is what, and it has the right information. So this is our pipeline. We are like using some AI agent system, also using a vector database to combine all of this information and provide it to user. Also doing a recommendation, also do providing some DeFi strategy. And our main goal is trying to bring the mass adoption to these chains like Flow, like Celli, like other chains that doesn't have a lot of users using these DeFi strategies. So we will trying to integrate more DeFi protocol on our platform, and we will trying to increase the user experience, also the UI, to bring more Web2 users to the Web3. And this is our project. Thank you very much.
Awesome. All right. Let's get ready for our next demo. For this one, I'd like to bring on Ethereum Fighter. Oh, it looks like the order got changed. All right, we'll do this. Perfect. This is what happens when you have to do things live. How's the energy here? Are you still awake? Wow, it got better. Okay. Looks like we have a countdown to winning a lot of money. So that's got to wake everybody up. Okay, we are getting set up for Ethereum Fighter. And the good news is it's sunny outside. And it should be a really fun close to the whole weekend. Okay, we are going to get this going live. Is Ethereum Fighter ready?
All right. Yes, we're good.
All right. Please give a big round of applause to Ethereum Fighter.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm really glad to be here. I wish I'd been not alone. This project, I got it with my teammate. Unfortunately, she's not here, but shout out to Eamon as well. And also shout out to the designer who created this amazing backdrop of Taipei. All right, it's really inspiring, and I'm also here to inspire you. Let's jump into the project. So I'm sure a lot of you had a lot of practice with AI agents. So for my project, I want to make them compete against each other in a trading competition and make it like a educational game to onboard also younger generation of developers who also might be interested in more like iconic characters, and also try out, build their own AI agents and also make them compete against each other. So yeah, let's actually play this thing. Right, so the game actually begins with either single player, or you can connect multiple wallets. Like this one, I'll be using a controller, and this is like inspiration of Taipei temples, and every temple represents a chain, maybe main chain or side chains how-tos. And it's basically a way to interact with other players and find maybe a teammate or another player who would like to join you for a competition. You can also travel between islands, but you probably will need to breach your tokens. We're using for that Fusion Plus. All right. All right, so okay, thank you. All right, so the temples represent actually chains and specific conditions for the competition, and once you find something suitable, or you might also mint some tokens if you don't have enough to donate some of the temples and find your buddy to play your games. But if you are happy to play on Sepolia for now, that's also possible. One of the reasons we went for Sepolia because there is support for FHE, but we also deployed the version that is non-FHE compatible to Cello, Polygon, and Flow. All right, so once your transaction is confirmed, you'll actually drop to the agent selection. And for this screen, we decided to make something everybody might be recognizable with. Basically, each character represents specific characteristics for trading or online activity that you can train your AI against. All right, let's pick up, I don't know, okay, let's pick up maybe CZ. All right. And Vitalik. All right, let's go into the actual competition mode. So this actually, a lot of this is AI generated, and every time you'll drop, you'll see new characters. And basically, it's two AI agents that compete against each other with predefined commands. So you can probably swap some amount of ETH to USDC. Your opponent probably can do the same, but depending on his strategy, he can probably maybe do the other way around, like swap to ETH. So he'll go long, I'll go short on ETH. And the idea is to figure out whose AI agent basically trades better on actual pricing data, but with fictional balances. So the balances are just stored in the contract, but the data comes from Chainlink Oracle prices, for example, right? And why we wanted also use FHE for this is because you can also go blind mode. And if you accept that, you will not see what your opponent is doing. And this would create interesting game scenarios where you can bluff. You can also increase stakes if you want to play with some capital, like actually stake something. And yeah, this is also represented with transactions on Sepolia that are encrypted, so you will not see what your opponent is doing, right? And yeah, additionally to that, there's leaderboards, and I guess maybe some of you, if anyone curious, what would be like a mirror match between Vitalik and Vitalik, so it's probably be something like that. And with that, I think, yeah, we can close this, and thank you.
That was awesome. Super cool. All right, we are at the halfway mark. Let's welcome our next finalist, Nomadia.
Hello everyone, we are from Turkey. My name is Mehmet Said and my team friends Yiğitcan and Ömer. What we will in Nomadia. First, let me ask you something. You land in a new country and what you first need, you need a local cash, right? But ATMs and exchange office rate is so crazy. Even if you make an exchange to common currency like $1 from your homeland country, it's getting double times. And when you are leaving, you need some local cash and you have to convert again to dollar. It's like making triple fees. And when you turn back to your homeland, it happened 4 times. So why not just exchange with another traveler nearby? Sorry. And what we built Nomadia. It's a local P2P currency exchange, but physical one, physical interactions. First, you need to verify ID verified, and there is an interactive map and chat. And when you enter the application, you can list what you need, for example, fiat, local currency, cash, or crypto. Let's get started. You can sign in with your wallet and ID. When you enter, you can see like your nearby nomadians, travelers, which one can make exchange. And if you want, you can choose your, before to go somewhere, next destination, like this. For example, we will turn back to Istanbul, right? And when I choose this, actually, it's like a Tinder, but for money. Yeah, you can choose someone, and you can choose like some number and what you need, and you can choose them and send a message, and you can start a chatting and making a deal like this. And you can arrange time and location when you met with another nomadians. You can make exchange and you can solve your biggest problems. Sorry. Yeah, there is a message chat and your account. You can verify your ID and you can check listings, what you are buying and selling, and you can continue on this. This we gave these names end to end, which name is Nomad to Nomad. And I hope you will be all Nomadians and welcome to Nomadia. Thank you.
Awesome. Peer-to-peer local currency transfers with KYC built in. All right, next up, I want to bring on Selfie. Please give them a big round of applause.
Good afternoon, everyone. We're from just the next island. We're from Manila, Philippines. I'm here with my friends and acquaintance. Yeah, so we built something really low tech for this hackathon, and our idea came from these two images right here. So, one tweet from one of my good friends who talks about adoption and how we have to keep building so people on the street, crypto will have impact in more lives, like people on the street. And another very interesting documentary that I stumbled upon while procrastinating at my day job. This is a documentary that talks about some areas that still use old phones, dumb phones, or feature phones as we call them. And the interesting thing is they use phone credits as currency to transact with each other. And the second takeaway from this documentary is NGOs and charities might not always be the best way to help people. There's a study that um, injecting cash directly into people has more impact with their lives, as they can decide what they can do with the money. So what we built today is basically an SMS based um, peer-to-peer transaction. So we could basically just do register. So anyone over 30 should be familiar with how this works. So register, and I'll just nominate a nickname. So what this does behind the scenes is it creates a wallet. We're using Circle for this one, smart contract accounts, and it also registers an ENS. So anyone who wants to send me money doesn't have to know my address. They'll just interact with my nickname that is registered through ENS. So if I look at ENS, I'll just verify that my wallet is created. Did I mistype it? Let me just do this. Mistyping, sorry. Okay, so looks like my ENS wasn't registered. But let's try to. Okay, so my friend behind me just sent me 1 USDC. And I can also send one back. by just doing something like this, 1 USDC, and just typing their registered ENS. All right. So if I look at that username, please bear with me. Oh, so sorry, we're not looking at Sepolia. So it should be Sepolia, sorry. All right, so this is my wallet address that I just created. I'm gonna just copy this address and look at it at Arbitrum scan Sepolia. Just want to confirm that every SMS that I sent was indeed transacted over the blockchain. So, yep, so this is what my friend sent me, US dollar, and this is what I sent back. So yeah, it all works with just SMS, no internet connection required. Yep, that's it.
Awesome. Well, this should be very exciting for everybody who's over 30. 2 more finalist demos to go. Let's welcome Solva.
Hello, my name is Reza, and the app I built is basically an app that anybody can use. So the idea came from the thing that my parents know that I do blockchain stuff, but if you want to onboard people like them, my parents, your parents, we need to have applications that are usable, and we need to abstract all the terms like wallets, chains, gas, like they don't know about that, and they need to get started with an easy application that they can use. And so Solva is a payment app, kind of like Venmo and PayPal, that everybody can use without knowing about all this. So here on the left, I have the main application, and on the right, I have another instance of the app with an already collected wallet that we'll use later. So basically, you have a small landing page explaining the project, and then you can just connect. So you can use a wallet if you have one, but if you don't have one, you can just connect with, for example, a passkey. So I'll just request the passkey. Oops, maybe because I was in full screen, sorry. Let me try that again. Okay, create a new passkey. I'm saving it in my password manager. This will create me a wallet under the hood, so this is powered by ThirdWeb. And it will detect that I never used this wallet in my application before, so it will ask me to register a username. This is a mobile optimized application, so it's meant to be used on mobile. It's responsive, and you can also download it on your phone. It's a progressive web app. So the username is actually powered by ENS subnames. So for example, if I try to type admin, which is the same name that I've already connected on the right, it will check on chain if the name is available. Here it's not. So I can just put stage, for example. This is available. I'll click continue. This will register the subname on Polygon. So I have the ENS registrar contract right here. If we wait, yeah, the registration was completed. So I'm registered. If we go to Polygon, so it's deployed on Polygon mainnet. If we refresh, we will have the transaction that will pop normally. Maybe it takes a bit of time. Yeah, 30 seconds ago. And if we go on the ENS, so app.ens.domains app, we can see that the username is registered to an address on Polygon. So now that I have my application working, I can basically send funds. So I just have a small form. I can choose a username, choose an amount, and send it. I can also receive funds, so I can just share a link with a friend or a QR code that he can scan to send me funds. And I can also top up. So the top up is also powered by ThirdWeb, so you can pay with your credit card or with a wallet if you have one. So here I'll just use the wallet that I've already, like the account I've already set up on the right to send money to this one. So I'll just go to send, choose the username. I'll put stage. I'll start searching, so it will show me all the potential results. And once I select it, I'll just put an amount, like let's say 5 cents, send it. And I don't need to approve anything. There is gas sponsoring also. So this in the background will call smart contract. It will approve the amount of USDC to spend, and it will send it to the user. And all of this is happening on chain in a payment smart contracts that I'm then listening to events to detect transactions and show them in the UI. In the meantime, we can also set a profile picture, so we can just click on the profile picture, the default one, and upload a picture. So I just uploaded Vitalik's profile picture. So this is uploaded on IPFS and then set on the text record of the ENS. So now that the profile picture is updated, if I go back, yeah, it's already refreshed. So yeah, I have the profile picture. The transaction was sent apparently in the meantime. So I'll just refresh my wallet here to see the transaction. And I'll have in my wallet the 5 cents, and we can check on chain here. So by going to the ENS, checking on Polygon scan, and we have indeed received 5 cents a few seconds ago. So that's basically Solva in a few minutes. It's an app that anybody can use to send and receive funds. You don't need to know anything about crypto. So let's use it and onboard more people on chain. Thank you.
Sweet. If you're under 30, you can use Solva. Okay. Looks like the energy's dying. I'm going to blame it on you and not the quality of my joke. All right, last finalist demo for the day before we get to the prizes. So please give a massive round of applause to Ask Chaishan.
Hello, hello. Hi, everybody. My name's Anton, and the project I built is called Ask Chaishan. And Chaishan is the god of wealth in Mandarin. So I'm hoping to build like a logical god that you can ask guidance from about DeFi and growing your wealth. And as you can probably guess, this is another DeFi and AI combination. So there are lots of good reasons to use AI, but I think the most underestimated reason is to kind of build like a very dynamic and customizable user experience. So not just chatbot or Telegram bot that posts on all the social medias, but instead something that actually learn from your pattern and dynamically generate even UI components about what you see. So that's Chaishan. And hopefully, this agent is not superstitious, but instead logical. So what it does is it looks at your on-chain portfolio and then put in also the history, on-chain history, and it will try to like engage with you in an interesting way to understand your intent and then help you like make better decisions. This is the tech stack. Shout out to 1inch for helping me make this possible. And let's jump into demo. So yeah, this is like a very simple interface. Once you click get started, it will start to parse all your on-chain portfolio. And after this step is done, you can click on your goal here. So the primary goal, let's just choose increase yield. And this is actually the only step in the whole process that I hard-coded the 2 choices you have. So from now on, all the buttons, etc., like what the content is, will actually be generated by the model. It could take a while because I'm forcing the model to have several runs to actually get to a result that's compliant with the format to be shown on the UI. But yeah, so you can see after the first step, it kind of figure out some of your preference, and it will keep asking some follow-up questions. And if you're not satisfied with any of the response here, you can also click on here to get like a custom response. So I'm just gonna click on one of them, and you can see at the bottom, I also have some risk analysis, and this is also generated by the model. So I didn't actually ask it to do like concentration risk, but it just figured out on its own about like how to best describe your portfolio. So yeah, I have another tab open about potentially a different route. If I choose a very different sequence of options, you can see that it will suggest you something different. So yeah, in this case, if you're like short term, it will suggest you to trade some like cover call strategies or Pendo YT. But if we go back here, it's like more conservative strategies. And you can also see from the response, the AI will try to like understand you from your on-chain portfolio, so it knows like I have more full Lido positions, and you can also see what the god is thinking and reasoning about behind the scene. So yeah, that's about it. And I have a dark mode as well, so give it a try.
Amazing. All right. Those were our 8 finalists. Please give a massive round of applause to all 8 of these teams: Signals, Nomadia, Chaishan, Solva, Ethereum Fighter, Celli, How, Doxed Am I, and Dynavst. We're getting some real cool apps that you get to use. And of course, if you haven't noticed, AI and payments are the talk of the town. So we expect to see a lot more creativity in those 2 categories and a lot more projects in all future events. Okay, now the part that all we've been waiting for. And that's, of course, being on chain. We, of course, want to do a lot more cool things on chain as ETH Global, blend that to be part of the event experience. We talked about how the wristbands came into to do attestations. But the cool thing I want to talk about for a second is the hacker pack. All of you who are hackers minted this pack. This lets you access developer perks, the faucet, and a bunch of other cool things that help you continue to build a project after this weekend, including credits from some API services and just SDKs that you need to use, whether it's RPC or indexing services or just altogether account abstraction and wallet services. But the part that is more interesting now is that in just 10 minutes, a lot of you will be able to mint the other 2 packs. And they are only mintable based on your participation at an in-person event and winning some prizes. And they also unlock a few more perks that are not part of the hacker pack. So the builder and the pioneer pack will be soon available to some of you. And you get to find that out very soon, which is if you win over $1,000, you get to mint both and unlock a bunch of other really, really cool things, including higher faucet limits and also discount tickets to other events across the world in case you want to learn about what else is happening in this space. And those are just kind of the hacker ones I'm focused on, but the cool part here is that the bottom 3 rows are for our speakers, partners, volunteers, mentors, and judges. You also get to mint these things based on the role you've played at this event, and you get access to a lot of those perks. Some of the coolest ones that all of you can unlock very soon, which is like in the next 30 minutes, is going to be everybody gets a free ENS name, everybody gets a free Farcaster account, everybody gets a free Lens account. And those are things that help you be more on-chain and interact with other communities directly on-chain. So just head over to the ETH Global Packs page and mint away and redeem those perks. And of course, the thing that I'm super excited about in general is ETH Global Plus. This serves as a way for you to access all the things that we have on ETH Global's network, but also the broader ecosystem that we work with and all the partners that we have. And it helps you not have to worry about what's going on in the space because we do the curation for you, and you get not only access to all the stuff that we offer, which is things like Pragmas and the city packs and just overall side events, but also cool things that help you blend on-chain and off-chain pieces and also be in different parts of the world. So things like Uber credits, eSIMs for being in any part of the world, getting hotel discounts, and free transactions because we sponsor a lot of them directly. And of course, a lot of the side events that happen with all of our incredible partners. And the coolest part is for developers, thousands of dollars of credits that help you continue building your applications and push this to production and make them more than just fun side projects. That is also available for all of you, and some of the Pioneer and Builder pack holders and all of our partners will get actually discounts. Now let's get to the part that I know all you've been waiting for. That is our partner prizes. 50 slides of prizes to talk about and $200,000 of prizes to be given out. Are we, how are we feeling? We have enough energy to clap about these things? Yeah? Okay. So we'll try this. We have a few ledgers that we're going to give out for the team that shouts their own name the loudest if you win a prize and see your name on screen. And basically, the louder you are, the higher your odds of winning a free Ledger hardware wallet, in addition to the prize that's on screen. That sounds like a pretty good deal to me. So conserve your energy. We'll take a 5-second break, and then we'll get ready. And then I'm going to start the 50-slide marathon of talking about who is going to win collectively $200,000 in prizes. Are we ready? Okay. Let's start with 1inch. AsianAxe.eth is the best use of 1inch Fusion Plus. Are they in the room? Come on, $4,000? Okay, we have one team member from this team. Memes Cutest platform wins $2,500 for second place, and Ethereum Fighter comes in third for $1,500. No noise. Okay, so no winners for the ledgers so far, but you do win basically $8,000 here. Uniswap is the best developer portal API winner for $3,000. News Quantar is the second place $2,000 winner, and CryptoPay is the third place $1,000 recipient. None of you are here? You gotta shout when you hear your own team name. I want to see who's the loudest team. How Doxed Am I is the best portfolio tracker with 1inch. And How Doxed Am I is the loudest team in the room. Orbit Go is the second place $2,000 winner. Not as loud as How Doxed Am I. And 7inch is the winner of 1inch, $1,000 prize. Congratulations. Next up is World. Real Love. Real Love wins $10,000. World today is the second place $5,000 winner, and Deep Truth is the third place $2,500 recipient and the loudest team in the room. Deep Truth is the head of the leaderboard. And 34 teams are winning the pool prize, and you get to share the whole thing equally. So each of you are going to get $73.53. Well, there's going to be no shouting for this one, okay? It's too much. On to Cello. Shillo is the best AI agent on Cello, and a team with more than 5 members, it seems like. If that was Shillo, you are the loudest team so far. Get Don't Ignore is the second place $1,500 winner. Wow. Get Don't Ignore is now the loudest team, and Friends.fi is the third place $1,000 recipient. What? That's not a name on the screen. Well, there's more prizes from Cello. So Phoenix MCP is the $1,000 MCP tooling winner. So congratulations to Phoenix MCP. And 49 teams are going to be sharing the pool prize, and each of you gets $61.22 each. Congratulations. All right, just so I don't forget, Git.ignore is the current winner of the ledgers. On to Circle. JustPay and OSY are the best multi-chain USD winners. Each of you get $2,000, and ClinkUp is the best use of USDC gas, and you get $2,000. CurveGrid Payroll is the best CCTP V2 transfer category winner for $2,000, and Absinthe is the team winning the best smart contract security control category. Not as loud as Git Don't Ignore. On to Citria. Playroom is the best DeFi experimental BAP, and CashMe is the second place winner. You get $2,000, and Signals and Zest are winning $3,000 each. Congratulations. On to CurveGrid. Playroom is the best overall use of multi-bass for $2,000, and Trickle is the best use of, wow, Trickle is the loudest team in the room, and you also get $2,000. Kirk with Payroll is the best use of multi-bass spreadsheet, and Solva and Dune Wars are the two teams winning $500 each for the best use of multi-bass for an L2. Congratulations. On to ENS. Discuss.ai is the best use of ENS for 2000, and Deep Truth takes in the lead again with $1,500. All right, Deep Truth and Don't Ignore, very close, but Deep Truth is top of the leaderboard. EPO is the best L2 subname, not as loud as the last team, but you win $2,000, and so does Solva. And ENS Pin is the best ENS infrastructure category winner, and you get only $2,500 and no ledgers. On to Flow. Find My Photos app is the best killer app on Flow. You get 3,000. Foreheads is the second place $2,000 winner, and Meme Clash is the third place $1,000 winner. Congratulations. Nobody in the room? Oh, man. And Densify is the team with the best consumer DeFi app, and you get $3,000. Very close. I have to account for the Doppler shift, you know? You gotta shout on the loud at the back. So it's very close. But on to the next one. Hashkey Chain. Lulu Chill is the best compliance track winner for 3,000, and BrickFi is the second place $2,000 winner. Congratulations. Aura is the best real world asset. Close. It was loud, but not as loud. And KYC Guard is the second place $1,000 recipient. And then Messiah is the best infrastructure compliance category winner for $2,000. Congratulations to all teams. On to Hyperlane. Authentica and OSY are the best use of Hyperlane categories. You better not be OSY, because that came two times before, and you haven't said a single thing. So, okay, perfect. $2,000. But Deep Truth is still the winner. Q Wallet Protocol and Octo Intense are doing something that I don't know what it means, but you get $1,500 each, and HypeBTC is the best infrastructure for $3,000. Congratulations. Next up is Nodit. Trickle is the best Nodit Power app and the loudest team in the room for $3,000, and Frankie Agents is the second place $2,000 winner. All right, there's some cheating going on there. How come everybody just keeps shouting from that same corner? Something is wrong. We gotta send a referee. Trickle is the loudest team for $3,000. Frankie Agents gets $2,000, and Clink Up is the third place $1,000 winner. And then Pay Across Chain is the best multi-chain app for $2,500, and Watchtower is the second place $1,500 recipient. Congratulations. That's the 0 decibel winner on that chart. On to Polygon. Snap Ads, Eden. There's definitely cheating going on that row. I don't believe it. I don't believe this. We gotta split you apart just to see where the noises are coming from. Snap Ads, Eden, and FindMyPhotos.app are each winning $2,000 for a real world anything category. And Solva is the real world payments winner for $2,000, and BrickFi will take home $2,000 as well for the real world assets category. Congratulations to all the Polygon winners. On to Rootstock. Taipei Bazaar is the best everyday app, and you get $4,000. And DeFi Keep Growing is the second place $2,000 winner. Cash Me is the best freestyle track. You get $3,000. And IntentFi is the runner-up for $1,000. On to Self. TaskVault AI is the best on-chain SDK integration for $3,500. Don't Ignore is the second place $2,500 winner, and they have reclaimed the top stat on the leaderboard as the loudest team in the room. And Pawn Stars Okay, those were the exact same people. This is not, something is wrong. Something is wrong. I'm gonna go back to this team over there. Selsphere is the best off-chain SDK integration for 1500, and Zatsme is the second place $1,000 winner. Congratulations. On to Metal. Venture Protocol is the best tokenized app. You get 4,000. It's the same guy shouting for all the teams. What is? I can see you. I can see you. What's going on? And Warbit is the second place winner for 1,000. Congratulations to both of these teams. On to Saga. Trickle is the best app built on Saga Chainlet for $2,500. Nice, nice. And Versus is the second place $1,500 recipient. And ChatDeFi app comes in third for $1,000. On to Uniswap Foundation. Watchtower is the best V4 hook for 2,000. Congratulations. And Calorie and Hookup to AMM are the two teams that are going to receive $1,500 each. And then we finally have Zirkit. FindMyPhotos.app is the first winner and the best team for Zirkit, and you get $2,500. Crowdera is the best use of EIP 7702. You get $2,000. And Unisite is the best AI category winner, and you will be receiving $3,000. All these winners are going to be available on the showcase. Give yourselves a massive round of applause. So many cool things, so many incredible projects, so many repeat winners, and so many collusions going on in that corner. You remind me what that team was. That's still the loudest one. I forget, but we'll watch it on video after. But that's the winner for the ledgers. I'm not liking this fake news thing here. Okay. Quick note for all the prizes. Everything we said is tentative and not final, which means that because we have to wrap everything up in the same day, we do the best we can to finalize all the numbers and make sure that everybody followed the rules. But we'll be spending the next 3 weeks looking at everybody's source code, making sure that nobody cheated, everybody followed the rules, everybody used Git appropriately, and did not violate any of the restrictions that partners put in as qualification criteria. So all this stuff will happen the next 2.5 or so weeks, and we'll send you an email confirming you that this is the final amount that you'll be receiving, which means it'll be the total. And if in case somebody gets disqualified, it may change other things like pool prizes, but you'll all get all that information in an email that'll have the sum of all the prizes you've won. So our timeline to give out all the prizes is April 25th, which means that if something changes, the amounts will change, and we'll notify you over the next 2.5 weeks. Okay. 5 minutes from wrapping everything up. So let's keep the last set of remaining energy we have to thank a bunch of people that make this event possible. And then we'll go out and enjoy our time and party. So a lot of people help make these events work at the scale and at the quality and at the experience that we want to deliver to all of you. And so many people do work behind the scenes. I want to make sure that we recognize all of them that sort of made this whole thing possible, not just this weekend, but from months before, to help ensure that you have the best experience. You can obviously see all the different categories of participants. We have the judges, mentors, speakers, partners. But I want to start off with all of you hackers. You chose to be here this weekend, and you worked on something cool. I want to thank all of you for spending the time with ETH Global and meeting each other from all different parts of the world. All of our judges who took out 6+ hours of their day to talk to all of the teams. All of the mentors and volunteers that took shifts from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. throughout the night and helped make sure everything was successful. All of the speakers who gave incredible workshops. It doesn't have Italic here, so I should count that too, I guess. All of our 100 partners who were there manning booths, making sure they get your questions answered. And everybody who helped this venue be really amazing. So the photography, the videography, the venue, the catering, all these teams that do incredible amount of work behind the scenes. Please give them a big round of applause. And last but not least, every single member on the ETH Global team who you don't get to see always. So I want to give a massive shout out to Jay, Feng, Alex, Karen, Aubrey, Val, Pascal, Richa, Sophia, Calvin, Maggie, Nuno, Fred, Anna, Moaz, Emily, Jacob, Andrew, and Liam. This is a team that helps deliver all these incredible experiences all across the globe, and they deserve the most amount of recognition here. So let's go back to the 8 finalists. Well, there's no longer a funny reveal anymore because we advertise what the finalists are going to win much ahead of time and on Friday. But to make it even more fun, to just repeat this, all those 8 teams that came on and demoed what they built, in addition to any of the prizes they may have won from our partners, ETH Global will be giving them another $1,000 in USDC per team member for being an incredible project that built something that was showing all of you what could be possible. But that's not all. They also get to be the receivers of the Taipei Finalist Pack. And that is also part of the same packs contract that we have, where they get to access a lot more cooler perks in addition to just the Hacker Pack and the Builder Pack. And that means they will get ETH Global Plus for a whole year, the $1,000 we talked about. They'll also get a flight credit to come to the next hackathon, and we'll reimburse that flight. The pack itself serves as a proof of being a finalist on-chain, which means anybody, which is our partners, even other event organizers, can easily just qualify them and say if they are one of the finalists, they automatically get access to their thing with token gating. We're doing a lot more events with other founders in this space, so if you're continuing to build your project, you can meet with them and have more intimate conversations with a lot of the people that you look up to. And for helping you build your projects to the next level, there's $15,000 plus credits from AWS to things like Privy and Dynamic to RPCs to the Graph. All those things are part of being a finalist. And an exclusive hoodie that only the finalists get from here on. So if you see somebody with this hoodie in the future, you automatically know that they were incredible at a hackathon before. And stuff like, well, a 10x limit to the faucet, so you can really test anywhere you'd like. And of course, free Pragma entry to any event. And they also get a ledger each. And we'll get that shipped to you wherever you are. Okay. This is what they will be able to come up to, or we will reimburse the flights. And I'll kind of get to that in a second, but obviously Plus is going to be a big part of this, where they get a bunch of these things bundled. So I really encourage all of you to check out ETH Global Plus. And I want to congratulate everybody who kind of made it to the end. It's still a packed house from this view, and we're still running an hour late, and it's incredible to me that all of you are still excited to see what came out of this weekend and obviously win a lot of cool prizes. So before we wrap everything up, I want to quickly talk about what's next. This was our first event of the year that's in-person hackathon, so we have a lot more coming. We have Prague as our next hackathon in 6 weeks. That's going to be from May 30th to June 1st, so anybody who's keen on meeting us in Europe, you get to say hi there. We're going to go back again to Europe on the 4th of July with ETH Global Can, and it's going to be with the week where the ETHCC team is also throwing a massive event. Then our next hackathon will be in New York from August 15th to 17th. We're going to go to India for the first time in New Delhi on September 26th, and our last in-person hackathon, well, actually, it's a big online one, which is going to be our biggest async event, ETH Online, for the entire month of October, and our last in-person hackathon is going to be in Buenos Aires with DevConnect. So we hope to see a lot of you there in different parts of the world, and obviously we hope that you get to bring your friends, if you had a great experience, to these events too. All this is live. You can sign up for all these future events, and now that you've won some awesome prizes, you also get to skip some of the sign-up process automatically. So that's it. Thank you so much for coming to ETH Global Taipei. We're going to go to the happy hour in the next building, and thank you all.